in a way, COVID's been and the adversity that's created, for me has been a real blessing in disguise. And that's the way I've looked at it. I haven't felt the squeeze like financially. I was okay, right? I've been okay. I don't live some crazy life. I don't have the Lamborghinis and shit like that, which I easily could have bought one, at various stages of the career. But I don't live like that. So I had cash assets stacked to where I was like, I can weather the storm, right? But that means I also had to make a decision. What are you going to do? And I was just not excited about. I just knew it. I just somewhere inside of me, it was speaking to me. Where it was like, you've had a good run, man, but your career as an oil entrepreneur, your dream of hitting a giant field and being like the John Wayne Wildcatter legends of the past, like you had a couple of good licks, but it's over. And, it's time to start looking, identify the new opportunity. What are you going to be about, right? So I came to that decision point, inside myself, and, what my cash situation was like, it meant that I had time. But as you know, in business, and I have not let any employees go. I've supported my staff.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
No pay cuts, nothing. What I was, a guy like yourself and anybody else in our position knows that time is money in business. I have a burn rate now where all my revenue shut off. Every form of my revenue shut off. Like I wouldn't wish that upon even my worst enemy's business. I wouldn't. So revenue shuts off, and God mode needs to be activated, right? And that guy went dormant for a while. I gotta admit, I got autonomous in my job and in my position as a oil guy, and what our day-to-days were, and what how we went about it, and I got autonomous in nature where kind of like my creativity started went down, started getting a little dull because I could do it, right? And I wasn't necessarily being challenged in new ways.
Maybe that's where adversity becomes the opportunity, right? Because when it presents 100%. Itself, boom, that adrenaline's up, that God mode is up, and you've got to conjure that energy. Boom. Whether you are exhausted and you were up at 5 and to bed at midnight and up at 5 again or not, it all depends on you. Without you, it dies.
Yeah. So to that point, right, in March, when I'm going through this stuff in my mind, right, it's when I realized what this really meant, right, I remember going through probably about a week of like, do you have it in you? Do you have enough in the tank to do that again? Because, dude, you know what it takes to put it all out there into a new venture, into a new legitimate business, not some freaking half-ass shit, that you're going to bootstrap over 10 years. I'm talking about a legitimate thing. Dude, it takes moving mountains. Astronomical
energy, man.
Unbelievable amounts of energy. And like you said, it's like I had to ask myself, right? And if this is cool, it's a little discovery process on what it is that triggers this, what we're calling God mode right now, right? I think that we'll be able to identify that through me talking through this, because at this moment in time, God mode is not activated. I just knew what this meant, right? And look, I take myself seriously as a professional and as a lead investor into projects. If I'm going to be talking to investors much wealthier, much more capable and experienced than I am, I take myself very seriously, and I don't, at that point in time, I could no longer view the oil industry as a good investment for the way that I participated in it. Okay. So that's when I kind of knew. I was like, all right, well, we have to get back to the drawing board. And, when you're a serial nature entrepreneur like I am, you not only you've got multiple businesses to think about. You have the investment platform business, the management, the asset management sector of it. And then you've got your actual operating business, whatever it is that you're going to go out there and do. So it's quite an undertaking, from an energy standpoint, to get these things not only set up, but researched. And of course, on the operating side, my God, you have to learn an industry real quick, right? So I had to ask myself for salt. I was like, dude, do you have it in you, man? Like, I remember what it was like putting my own oil stuff. It was nonstop, bro. There was no sleep. Sleep was almost inconvenience, even like eating too. Like, it's like, man, when you get locked into that, you just need that thing, though, right?
Right.
You need the thing. And so I racked my brains for about a good solid month, like when I decided that I was going to do something different. So now the question, I put my mind to the question, what's it going to be, right? What are you going to do, all right? And well, that was a hard question to answer. It was a really hard question to answer. I mean, I went and I thought about it nonstop.
Because you're thinking about concepts, but you're also thinking about repurposing your own existing core competencies.
Correct. Absolutely. Not only core competencies, things that I already know how to understand and do, but the actual, physical and intellectual framework and structure of my existing business. How can I repurpose that, right? Because I still need, look, I'm an asset manager at the end of the day. I still need to, I can't just walk away from my oil stuff. The reinvention aspects of what we're going to be investing in and what the next 7-year strategy is, the duality to that is I still have the infrastructure that I had to have this to continually be able to operate and manage and maintain assets. And manage investors, right? So that's who I am, anyways. It's like I wasn't trying to spin off and go be somebody that I'm not. Like, I know who I am. It was finding an opportunity in a scalable business that could fit that kind of model, and that I could get excited about too. It wasn't only just about finding something that fit and like just doing whatever. It was something I needed to be able to get excited about it. And as you already know, up to this point, it's like the money isn't the necessarily over this thing that excites me. It does need to be a byproduct. I mean, it has to be there for the sake of investment, but it's not the money part. That's just got to be some chicks dig it factor, something cool. Like, I don't like boring shit.
Right.
Like, I don't want to manage apartment complexes.
Yeah.
I just don't. or residential homes. I just don't, man. It's just like too run of the mill, right? So